In the challenging corporate environment of today, effective negotiation skills can mean the difference between success and failure. For the year 2023, here are 10 suggestions for effective negotiating. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe us now to learn more amazing techniques. Number 10. Don't be shy about requesting what you want. All things are negotiable. Thus, effective negotiators are assertive and challenge everything. This negotiation awareness is what I refer to. The key distinction between negotiators and everyone else on the earth is negotiation consciousness. Asking for what you want and not taking no for an answer are both characteristics of an assertive person. Get comfortable expressing yourself without fear or rage. Inform individuals of your desires in a non-threatening manner. Develop your I statements. For instance, try swapping "I don't feel comfortable when you do that" for "you shouldn't do that." Be aware that being assertive is not the same as being aggressive. When you protect your own interests while yet showing respect for those of others, you are being forceful. Aggressive behavior occurs when you prioritize your own needs over those of other people. Part of negotiation mindfulness is being assertive. Taking something at face value is not a challenge. It entails using independent judgment. Instead of accepting whatever you are told, you must be able to think for yourself. Practically speaking, this implies that you have the right to query the new car's asking price. Also, it implies that you must critically evaluate what you read in the news or hear on CNN. Without being willing to contest the legitimacy of the opposite perspective, negotiation is impossible. Number 9. Shut up and pay attention. The number of talkative people I encounter amazes me. Investigators are negotiators. They pose pointed queries before ceasing to speak. All you need to do is listen, as the other negotiator will fill you in on everything. If we can learn to listen, we can easily overcome many conflicts. The problem is that listening has become a lost art. We neglect to listen because we are preoccupied with making sure others hear what we have to say. You may improve your listening skills by letting the other person speak the majority of the time. Adopt the 70-30 rule. Spend 70% of your time listening and 30% of your time speaking. Ask a lot of open-ended questions to the opposing negotiator. These are inquiries that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. Number 8. Do your homework. What detectives do is this. Before to your negotiation, gather all the necessary facts. What needs do they have? What strains do they experience? What choices do they possess? The key to a good negotiation is preparation. Without knowing the other side's circumstances, you can't make wise decisions. You will be more powerful in negotiations if you know more about the parties involved. Individuals who frequently leave money on the table have typically done little to no preparation. Number 7. Be ready to leave at any time. This is known as Brodow's law. To put it another way, never bargain without options. You lose the power to say no if you rely too heavily on a negotiation's favorable outcome. The other side can know you mean business when you promise yourself, "I will walk if I can't conclude a satisfactory transaction," to yourself. They will be forced to compromise by your resolve. Ed, if you could give me one piece of advice on negotiating, what would it be? Is a question that clients frequently ask me. Without any doubt, I will reply, always be willing to walk away. Please understand that I am not suggesting that you leave, but that if you don't even contemplate the possibility of leaving, you can find yourself feeling pressured to give in to the other side's demands in order to reach a settlement. The opposing negotiator will sense your inner strength if you don't appear desperate and are aware of your other options. Number 6. Don't rush things. Americans have a really hard time being patient. We want to finish it quickly. Anyone who has participated in negotiations in Asia, South America, or the Middle East can attest to the fact that those regions' inhabitants view time differently than those in North and Western Europe. They are aware that rushing increases the likelihood of mistakes and money lost. Whoever can be more accommodating with time will benefit. If the other negotiator is pressed for time, your patience might be disastrous, since it gives them the impression that you are not anxious to reach an agreement. What do they then do? In order to entice you to respond yes, they provide concessions. Number 5. Set your sights high and hope for the best. Optimists make good negotiators. You will receive more than you anticipate. Opening with an extreme position is a tried, true tactic for getting better results. Buyers should make a lower offer than they are willing to pay, and sellers should ask for more than they anticipate getting in return. Aiming higher pays out better. Your positive outlook will come true on its own. On the other hand, if you have low expectations, the results will usually not be as rewarding. Number 4. Pay attention to the pressure coming from the other side rather than your own. We have a propensity to concentrate on our own pressure and the justifications for why we must strike a deal. The adage that the grass is always greener on the other side is true. You will be working against yourself if you fall into this trap. The other side will seem more formidable. You miss the big picture if you only think on your own limitations. Instead, they inquire as to what is the pressure on the opposing side in this negotiation. Successful negotiators, when you comprehend the causes behind the other side's concession, you will feel more powerful. The demands on the other person contribute to your negotiating power. Even if they seem unconcerned, they unavoidably worry and are concerned. It's your responsibility to investigate and find these. If you notice that they are under strain, as they undoubtedly are, try to find methods to take advantage of that pressure to benefit yourself. Number 3. Demonstrate how the other person's needs will be met. Good negotiators consider the problem from the opposing side's point of view at all times. You will be well ahead of the game if you can determine how they view the offer, because everyone has a unique perspective on the world. Instead of focusing on winning the negotiation, strive to understand the other party and provide them with solutions that will make them happy. I firmly believe that one hand washes the other when it comes to my bargaining philosophies. They will be more likely to help you meet your needs if you make the other side feel fulfilled. That does not imply that you should agree with all they say. In order for someone to be satisfied, their fundamental interests must have been satisfied, not just their requests. Do not confuse positions/demands with fundamental interests. Their position/demand reflects what they claim to want, whereas their fundamental interest reflects what they actually require. Number 2. Avoid giving things away unless you receive something in return. Making unilateral compromises is counterproductive. You always receive something back when you give something away. Always make an agreement in advance. I'll do this if you do that. If not, you are giving the opposing negotiator permission to demand more concessions from you. They will feel entitled to your concession when you offer it to them without expecting anything in return, and they won't be pleased until you give up much more. Yet, if people have to work for your concession, they will feel more satisfied than if they were given it for free. Number 1. Avoid taking the problems or the actions of the other person personally. All too frequently, talks fall through because one or both parties become distracted by personal matters that have nothing to do with the current contract. Good negotiators concentrate on finding a solution to the issue at hand, which is how to come to a compromise that considers the requirements of both parties. Negative negotiating tactics include obsessing over things that are not directly related to reaching an agreement, the personality of the opposing negotiator, or both. Try to comprehend someone's rudeness or difficulty in dealing with them, and don't take it personally. So, did you like the tips? Also, let us know if it worked for you or not. If you enjoyed watching our video, then subscribe to us now, because we are going to share more amazing videos with you.